Now on CoastTV News.
Vineyard Victory, the Twin Branch Winery in Milton, moves closer to reopening after a long wait. Fact check, Georgetown police push back on rumors surrounding an ICE investigation in town as community concerns grow. And 50 states, 50 protests. Thousands march nationwide denouncing President Trump's policies and advisors.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Good news for wine lovers in Milton. Grabbing a bottle or a taste at the Twin Branch Winery could be possible by next week. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight back at that winery in Milton. And while it might have taken some time, the winery is set to reopen very soon. The winery had 2 more steps before they could turn their open sign on, getting their site plan approved. That's what happened today, and then getting their liquor license back. And the owners say that's going to happen before next week. CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy joins us live from Milton tonight. Brendan, this has been quite a long process.
Christina, check this out. I'm right here behind the bar, and as you can tell, there are only a couple other things that need to be done before they're ready to reopen those doors. They didn't have the proper permit at first, which meant no events, no wine tastings or anything like that. But now, with everything going well, they expect to be open as soon as next Thursday. One step closer to welcoming customers and pouring the wine. And relief is in the air.
We've been working on this since she's 33, 34, for over 33 years.
The Twin Branch Winery in high spirits Wednesday afternoon after the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission approved their site plan. Co-owner Wayne Hawkins told CoastTV they have had this land for years, so finally being able to reopen means the world to him.
My daughter coming down the steps, obviously it's warm weather, and before we did any renovations to the building at all.
The winery had been shut down for 14 months due to issues with their conditional land use plan. They then had to make a handful of changes to fit with Sussex County regulations. General Manager Katie Hart says the journey ahead is clear.
We're just very excited to kind of get past the biggest hurdle and get towards the next step into reopening.
But some last few tweaks are still being done before opening day. When I spoke with Wayne, he told me that the conditional land use needed to have 75 parking spaces, and they have 35 over there. If you follow me right this way, you can see 40 more spaces are currently being built as we speak. So once opening day rolls around, more people can stop by for a glass of wine. The final step is getting their liquor license approved by Delaware's Alcoholic Beverage Control Commissioner. Once that happens, Wayne and the rest of his winery family can open the doors and pop some corks. Owners Wayne and Shauna told me that as long as everything goes well with the ABC and their liquor license is reinstated, they're expected to be open as soon as next Thursday, February 13th. So if you're looking for a date for Valentine's Day or some plans, live in Milton, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
Okay, thank you for that, Brendan. Well, police in Georgetown say they told the public yesterday about an ICE investigation for transparency reasons. In a statement, police said ICE agents arrested a fugitive within city limits but could not give any specific details. Lieutenant Joel Diaz tells us the notification was sent out for clarity in a sea of rumors, but it was not sent out to intensify worries. But those in the Latino community say their fears are at an all-time high.
I speak with my clients every day and they say like, oh my God, I'm so scared because I don't know what happened with me. I don't know what happened with my family. Like I have so many things in here and it's so sad. Like it's sad and scary at the same time.
Lieutenant Diaz with Georgetown Police tells us police are encouraging people, regardless of their immigration status, to reach out to them with any questions or concerns that they might have about ICE investigations there in Georgetown. Well, after Delaware got its first accumulating snow in nearly 2 years, the Delaware Department of Transportation has announced the winners of this year's Name That Plow contest. Elementary school students across Delaware created some very fun names. Here are the winners. In Sussex County, Blizzard Wizard. That comes from John M. Clayton Elementary, and in Kent County, Plowana by Fairview Elementary. In Newcastle County, Control Salt Delete was the winner. That's by Jenny Smith Elementary. And speaking of those DelDOT plows, we are set to see some wintry mix tonight on Delmarva. MDOT says drivers will not see any crews out on the roads today because they're expecting it to rain before any ice really starts to build up. Rain would end up washing everything away. MDOT keeping a close eye on the sky, saying they will have crews staged, ready to hit the roads at a moment's notice. Right now, drivers on the midshore are paying close attention to Delmarva's ever-changing conditions.
Watching the weather, we're watching the weather like literally on our phone, minute to minute.
Speaking of the weather, we're going to look live into Lewis right now and turn it to our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams.
So let's talk about what we're expecting. We start off with our expectation with our drive forecast for the morning commute. We're going to be on all reds at 6 and 7 o'clock. I'm expecting for the heavy showers to continue right about that time, making for a messy commute. Started getting a little bit better by 8 o'clock. Now, as far as the afternoon is concerned, not going to be a problem. Things should begin to clear out kind of quickly. And I'm expecting a majority rain event. Now, we are 5 to 7 degrees cooler than we are right now. We're starting to finally see a little bit in the way of some sleet pushing across, but it's so light, it's not really making an impact just yet. And we're expecting a significant wave of rain to wash right behind it and to wash a lot of it out of the way. We'll talk more about that coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Christina.
Thank you, Paul. Now to Ocean Pines. Boating is surely a lot of fun, but it's not always cheap. And in Ocean Pines, it could soon cost you more to park your boat. On Wednesday, the Ocean Pines Association went over their 2025 budget plan. In that plan, they say they're considering increasing the marina slip from 10 to 12.25%. People planning to dock their boat this season can expect a $170 to $510 increase depending on the size of their boat.
If it's still one of the more reasonably priced places to put your boat, I would think that might be a good thing because they obviously need to supplement their income to be able to run it the way they need to run it and provide good services and so on.
Now, if Ocean Pines approves the increased marina slips, it will go into effect this May. If you wanted to start renting your house in a mobile home or residential area in Ocean City, that's no longer possible. The Ocean City Council putting a temporary pause on new rental licenses in R1 and MH areas while they go over all the new rules that they're putting in place. And while the town believes this was done in good faith, others think it's an overuse of government power.
Going to restrict a person's ability to use their property as they had intended. I'm not in favor of, government telling people how to live their lives.
Any rentals that are 31 days or more, they're still allowed. Year-round rentals, seasonal rentals, the monthly rentals, those aren't being affected by this. It's just those short-term rentals.
The council plans to discuss what to do with the short-term rentals in the R1 and MH areas before the end of October. Well, President Donald Trump took office for a second time just over 2 weeks ago, and the first mass national protests against his administration and policies took place today. Thousands of demonstrators joined the 50 states, 50 protests marches nationwide in a show of organized resistance. As Sherelle Hubbard reports, they're calling out Trump's policies on human rights, immigration, and even his choice of advisors like Elon Musk.
Protesters across the nation took to the streets and to the steps of their state capitals Wednesday. They showed up to oppose the policies of President Donald Trump. Since taking office 2 weeks ago, he signed a litany of controversial executive orders, scaling up mass deportations of undocumented migrants, attempting to end birthright citizenship, and banning diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives in the federal government.
Because they want you to hate me and they want me to hate you. I don't hate my heart. The only thing I hate is fascism.
We were protesting Project 2025 as well as the policies that come from that.
This week, Tesla and ex-billionaire Elon Musk gained access to federal payment systems in the U.S. Treasury. The White House says Musk is, quote, a special government employee.
Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval.
Elon Musk has got to go. Protesters showed up with signs like Deport Elon and Stop the Oligarchy to express their discontent. The marches were organized by the 50501 movement. The group says its key concerns are the eroding of civil liberties, dividing of communities, and oppressive policies.
All of our elected officials in Iowa, I implore you to respect the oath you took to defend our Constitution and go take some action against this administration.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
Although many protested outside of Capitol buildings today, protests also reported outside Trump Tower in Chicago. In Nevada, the rally took place on the Las Vegas Strip and was expected to go from the Bellagio to Trump Tower. We are just getting started this evening. Still ahead, how the Philly Pretzel Factory in Rehoboth Beach is preparing for the big game this Sunday. But first, the magic behind Super Bowl commercials, which some people, like myself, might consider the best part of the Super Bowl.
Well, we're going to be watching out for the possibility of freezing rain or sleet. So with that being the case, I want you to be mindful that we got to be careful how we drive going into tomorrow morning, because listen, you got to keep the steering wheel straight. Don't brake too quickly and take your foot off the accelerator and slow down. Your full forecast will be at 60 seconds.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread, topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
It starts with our oldest family tradition, artisan bread, topped with the finest hand-sliced meats and cheeses. Add in the freshest locally grown produce, but don't forget the In our house, it's not just a hoagie, it's a primo.
Right now, we are tracking scattered showers pushing across the region right now, and it's in the form of sleet for right now, but I'm expecting for it to change over to rain, not snow. Our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis, we're at 34 degrees. The winds right now pushing out of the south. Yet another little small hint that we're likely to stay above freezing and deal with a mainly rain event for the most part. 34 by midnight, 35 by 2 o'clock, and still the precipitation coming down. We're about 5 to 7 degrees lower or cooler than we were just 24 hours ago. And we're like at freezing in Georgetown and Del Mar, as well as Salisbury, but we're just 1 degree above freezing, Milton, Seaford. Now, when you're this close to freezing, close to the surface, you're going to have a mixture of sleet and freezing rain. We're starting to see a push across for right now. You see small batches of white, that's indicating a little snowflakes. The pink is mainly showing us freezing rain or maybe sleet, but it's very minute for right now. It's very small pellets at this point. We see heavier showers making its way across. Now, we're under a winter weather advisory in general for most of our area anyway. But you can see how it's just really still developing and gelling for right now. Now we're starting to see heavier amounts that's pushing across the DC area. It's got to make its way across the water. And notice when it hits the water, it changes over to green. So the warmth of the water is kind of pushing those temperatures up. But the real engine of this is still way back throughout portions of the Ohio Valley region. So what we're looking at is mainly rain. However, we're going to see the possibility of freezing rain when it's cold on the surface to 32 degrees or lower. When the water hits, it freezes right then. That causes the freezing rain. And the other phenomenon is looking out for sleet, which is frozen above, hits a layer of warm air, then freezes back again before it hits the ground. That's what changes it to sleet. So with all of that in mind, we're going to look for the ice for tonight. And tomorrow just rain, and the rain's going to be hitting in the morning time before we all wake up. You see, because as we go into like 6:30 before the commute hits, look at the heavy rain shower activity. When we're showing you oranges, those are actually showing us heavy downpours of liquid rain, and the temperatures will be in the upper 30s to low 40s. So, like I said, most of this is going to happen overnight when we're not cognizant of what's going on unless you work third shift. 7 o'clock from Salisbury to Snow Hill to Newark, we're looking at widespread rain and some heavy rain showers. Also, that rain's going to wash what we do have in the form of any kind of frozen precipitation right out of the way. And nothing changes the sleet to rain or liquid quicker than rain itself, believe it or not. For Thursday, we have an 85% chance of rain. We up it to a 47% chance of rain on Saturday and then on Monday. And then as we go into Sunday, we'll see another round of mix that'll push through. And then finally, for Monday going into Tuesday, we'll see a healthy slice of snow briefly, followed by big-time rain that is going to wash that sleep right out of our hair, okay? Here's a look at your extended forecast. We'll have more of a chance of a snowy mix next week.
Okay, thanks for that, Paul. Well, some people watch the Super Bowl for the game, but others watch for the commercials. And companies spend millions of dollars for just 30 seconds of your time. But the time it takes to make these ads is several months. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan sits down with a marketing executive to talk about the marketing magic that goes into making a Super Bowl commercial.
A high-stakes matchup for this year's Super Bowl, the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. But the stakes are also high for advertisers. Fox, the broadcaster of this year's big game, says some companies paid more than $8 million for a 30-second ad spot.
We went all in to make sure that we have the best story.
Ricardo Marquez is the vice president of marketing for Michelob Ultra, one of the many beer brands owned by Anheuser-Busch.
At Anheuser-Busch, 260 plus ads. We have a clear playbook on how to win the Super Bowl.
This year's 60-second commercial,
What are two Michelob Ultras?
Called the Ultra Hustle. The ad features high-profile athletes being challenged by actors Willem Dafoe and Catherine O'Hara.
Would you consider playing us?
For the Ultras.
In a friendly, yet highly competitive game of pickleball.
When it was pitched to me, I thought, this is funny.
We're in a friendly game of pickleball. We just happen to be animals on the court.
Creating this 60-second ad took almost a year of planning.
When we get to the production stage, securing talent, the director, location, and then all the post-production work, all of that takes immense time.
Marquez says it took 5 days just to film the commercial. And the goal of all this hard work and time?
Brand recognition and ultimately, of course, sales.
In a digital world, they also measure success by the buzz and engagement their ad gets online. That's one of the many reasons why they release the commercial before the big game. And as soon as this year's Super Bowl ends, it's back to the drawing board to focus on next year's commercial.
The pressure and the privilege of being in the Super Bowl stage.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Coming up in sports tonight, a duel on the wrestling mat. Caesar Rodney looking to knock off Kate Henlopen. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coast Life, the countdown is on for the big game. We talk about the predictions. Plus, thinking about retirement, we've got the top destinations. And in Spill the Tea, is fast food a parenting fail? Tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
Toyota has been manufacturing in America for over 50 years. Now with 10 manufacturing and assembly plants, pushing Toyota's investment in the U.S. to $48 billion. And relying on companies right here to supply $29 billion a year in parts, components, goods, and services. Which means over 100,000 good American jobs. So if buying American is important to you, see your Toyota dealer. Let's go places.
Taylor Oil Company leads a family of services offering energy solutions to Delmarva since 1927. We serve all customers with our own qualified staff of seasoned professionals, allowing us to manage all aspects of each and every call. The Taylor Oil family of services, one number for all your energy needs. Call 410-749-2151 to speak to one of our qualified employees. Taylor Oil Company, day or night, our service never sleeps.
Go Glass. Repair, replace, upgrade, or enhance. Go Glass is your go-to for everything glass, friendly and fast. From our Infinity insulated glass windows that we bake right here on Delmarva, to auto glass, and from shower doors to beautiful glass railings, even screen porches and patio doors. Go Glass is your one-stop shop for everything glass, friendly and fast. Online at go-glass.com. We're proud to be Delmarva's #1 glass company. Go Glass.
Get the Coast TV First Alert weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Download the free Coast TV First Alert weather app, sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. This is Coast TV News at 11.
Ravens fans and Commanders fans still a little salty about their teams Going to have to watch the game from home this year, but the only salt that Eagles fans are worried about is being sprinkled onto hot and fresh goodies at the Pretzel Factory in Rehoboth Beach. The Lennoxes have owned the shop for 3 years now, and as Coast TV reporter and anchor Brandon Ferguson shows us, these fans of the flock doing something special with their pretzel product.
When you walk in the Philly Pretzel Factory, you get hit with a wave of fresh baked pretzel smell and undeniable Philly fandom. Personified best with these Eagles logo pretzels, Go Birds pretzels, and Eagles spelled out in pretzel.
I'm thinking blowout. I mean, revenge.
With the big game just 4 days away, these specialty order Eagles pretzels are frequent flyers for customers. Katrina Brown helps run the Pretzel Factory and says the process to make them is a little different.
We start off with our normal dough and we have to cut it into multiple different sizes and shapes.
After they're salted, in the oven they go. And after 6 to 8 minutes cooked at 500 degrees, the pretzels are ready. For Keith Lennox, the owner of the Pretzel Factory, supporting the Eagles is more than just fandom.
A lot of local Eagle fans.
It's a way of life, saying if the Eagles win, he's going to add a Saquon Barkley tattoo alongside of his Jalen Hurts one. As for prepping the pretzels ahead of the big game, Lennox says all hands are on deck.
We're not denying no orders. We're trying to get everybody in. We'll have a full crew working of 15 people, so we're ready to go. We're ready for an Eagles win and happy customers.
Other NFL fans are welcome here at the Philly Pretzel Factory, and even Chiefs fans at their own risk, but we all know who the Philly Pretzel Factory is rooting for.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
In Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
And this brings us right to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how many touchdowns do you think Saquon Barkley is going to score in the Super Bowl this Sunday? Let's take a look at the results, and a lot of people still thinking either 2 or 3. A few saying 1, 12% saying 0. We shall see, but we still want to know what you think, so go over to CoastTV.com or use our mobile app to vote.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Tonight, Cape Henlopen Wrestling searching for their 5th straight win as they are clashing with Caesar Rodney. At 106, Caesar Rodney freshman Connor Herman beginning the night with a 5-0 tech fall victory for the Riders over Nola Wright. And then, after going down 11-0, Cape Henlopen starting to establish momentum, aided by the performance by Austin Guerrera at 126 pounds. Next up, J.J. Spence, the freshman, getting the chance to go 138 and picking up a win by fall of his own for Caesar Rodney. Later on, main event, Trevor Copes, first in the state at 138. Coach puts him in at 144, no issue. 35 victories now in the season for him. Then Cape Henlopen's Nick Walker with a milestone victory, 100 career wins and going 33-5 so far this year. Another bright spot for the Vikings, Patrick Donahue, picking up another pin for Cape Henlopen in this one. And it only took 7 seconds for Tristan Cooper of Caesar Rodney to win by fall. This freshman earns his 23rd win of the season as CR defeats Cape for the first time in 4 years, taking the matchup 48-28. Staying with Henlopen Wrestling, but heading to the scoreboard, Woodbridge knocks off Sussex Academy 70-10 and wins their 2nd straight matchup, improving to 14-4 on the season. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
Coming up next after the break, from domestic to American beer, why Anheuser-Busch's CEO is pushing to rebrand the way we talk about beer. And next, Google joins other major companies scaling back on its diversity commitments.
Here's a look at what your morning commute is likely to look like. We are watching out for rain and slick roads, poor visibility possible, and your headlights on. Take your time and check the pressure in your tires while you're at it.
We salute Noah Jackson. Noah Jackson has distinguished himself in the fire service since starting as a cadet in 2019. Currently serving as an engineer and cadet coordinator for Delmar Fire Department, Noah has earned accolades including Rookie of the Year and Firefighter of the Year. He also serves with the Seaford Fire Department and is a member of the Delaware Initial Attack Wildland Crew. With numerous certifications and a role in the Sussex County Technical Rescue Team, Noah's commitment to fire safety and community service is exemplary. We salute Noah Jackson for his dedication and exceptional contributions.
Spicer Brothers and CoastTV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a CoastTV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
Download the CoastTV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
When you have damage caused by frozen or burst pipes, getting help fast is crucial. Royal Plus offers immediate and professional cleanup services if you should suffer damage from frozen pipes. Our water extraction and restoration repair technicians are experts at restoring any structure, location, or property type, and are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to respond to your water emergency. In disaster's wake, there's one call to make: Royal Plus. Find us at royalplus.com. We bring calm to the chaos.
Not everyone wants a big funeral. For those seeking a simple alternative, the Eastern Shore's most trusted family in funeral services offers another option. Eastern Shore Cremation and Funeral Service is simple and affordable. A direct cremation tribute starts at just $17.45, or choose to have a small visitation service serving Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia with easy consultation by phone and streamlined electronic documentation. Learn more at easternshorecremation.com. Simply respectful.
After you make a deposit at a community bank, do you know how your dollar benefits the local economy? With a big bank, your dollar could go anywhere. But at Hebron Savings Bank, your dollar is a part of Jack's equipment loan that helps him upgrade his tractor. It helps Judy with a mortgage to buy her first home, and makes Nancy's dream a reality with a small business loan to open her own shop.
Banking locally strengthens our entire community. Hebron Savings Bank, your hometown community bank.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself, in flooring to ensure you not only have the best product to fit your needs, but that your selection flows seamlessly with your remodel.
They know the litany and the bandwidth of products within your budget and based upon your design that can fit your needs.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
So I'm going to college. I am looking into pediatric therapy.
Majoring cybersecurity.
Every patient is unique.
So every patient gets a unique treatment plan.
I'm not a cookie cutter person. Tillman Orthodontics has every option, including braces and Smiles Correct.
Tillman Orthodontics made a plan just for me. We might start you with braces and finish with custom clear aligners.
Now the real me can shine through.
Ready for whatever the future may hold.
Bring it.
Call Tillman Orthodontics for your free consultation.
Well, Google is the latest major corporation to scale back its DEI commitments. In an email to employees on Wednesday, Google said it will eliminate hiring goals that are tied to ensuring diversity within the company. Changes to other programs and initiatives are being evaluated, although Google said its internal employee resource groups will remain. Other companies, including Meta, Walmart, and McDonald's, have also recently changed or walked back commitments related to diversity, equity, and inclusion. It comes as the Trump administration has criticized those efforts. In consumer news, Nissan says it is still in discussions with Honda, despite reports that the two car makers are set to scrap merger talks. The two Japanese companies announced in December they would conduct negotiations for 6 months on a possible merger. The deal would create the world's third largest automaker and give them more resources to compete with a growing threat from Chinese car makers. Nissan announced it has withdrawn the merger agreement with Honda, but stated discussions are ongoing with an update expected by mid-February. The head of Anheuser-Busch wants the beer world to ditch the word domestic and use the word American instead. CEO Brendan Whitworth sent a letter to distributors and partners saying domestic is used too often at places beer is sold and he'd like them to swap the words. Whitworth admits domestic is an accurate term, but he says it gives him a negative and less patriotic feel. Analysts are not sure if this plea from Whitworth will sway the industry or if consumers would even notice the difference. Some Budweiser labels do already use the phrase Great American Lager and that they're brewed and bottled in the USA. Beer Business Daily says the change might be made at some places where Anheuser-Busch has a strong influence. U.S. private sector jobs surged last month in growth, and that's according to the latest data from payroll company ADP. Private sector employment rose by roughly 183,000 jobs in January, beating expectations. It marks a slightly faster pace of hiring compared to December. January's job gains were attributed to businesses in the service sector, especially those in trade and transportation, as well as leisure and hospitality. ADP's tabulations are sometimes seen as a proxy for overall hiring, but they don't always correlate with the government's monthly jobs report. The January jobs report is due out on Friday.
Catch the End Zone Mondays at 5 on Big 107.7.
What if your morning was just easier? At Wawa,
Good morning.
it is. With everything you need to get your day moving. Hi. Mornings made easy. Gotta have a Wawa.
Coastal Home Roofing is your source for all your roofing and siding needs. We do not take any down payment. You don't pay until the job is done. Protect your home even further by taking advantage of our lifetime labor warranty. Schedule a free immediate estimate with our team by visiting our website or giving us a call at 866-976-5462. Coastal Home Roofing, Delmarva's roofing and siding experts.
At East Coast Campers and More, we believe that having a camper is about enjoying the adventure, time with the family, and your escape to nature. From the buying journey to seamless setup, we've got you covered, walking you through every step, making sure you're spending the most time enjoying what's out there. If you need us after setting up, our mobile RV medics will come to you providing the highest quality of services and repairs. Come start your adventure in Frankfort, Delaware at East Coast Campers and More.
Living in pain isn't living at all. At Delmarva Acupuncture, we help get your life back.
I was not able to really get around. I was using a cane. When I came in here, I was a little skeptical, but it works. It got me walking 5 to 6 miles a day on my vacation. I had a wonderful time. I came back still feeling great. If you are being told there's nothing more that can be done for you, it's an option.
Don't let your pain hold you back. Call Delmarva Acupuncture today to reclaim your life.
At BSD, we're often asked, what is the most important investment of your home? It's your windows and your kitchen. Our Anderson window experts will help you choose and install the perfect budget-friendly replacements. Anderson windows from BSD will improve energy efficiency and curb appeal. Anderson is the #1 trusted window and door brand, backed by the best warranty in the industry. Visit one of our design studios to bring your dream kitchen to life. From inspiration to installation, BSD has you covered.
Don't forget, this deal is too good to miss. Get $1 hot coffee, $2 iced coffee, and $3 Monster Energy drinks. Rewards members, redeem your bonus offers every day, as many times as you want, now through February 16th. Gotta have a Wawa.
The original members of Black Sabbath will hit the stage with Ozzy Osbourne for the first time in 20 years. The group formed in Birmingham, England more than 50 years ago, and that's where they plan to reunite on July 5th. Osbourne posted on X that he will play one final show at Villa Park, and tickets for the concert go on sale February 14th.
Our Gateway Subaru camera, Ocean City, we're at 35 degrees right now. We're going to stay in the mid to low 30s for the rest of the night as the rain and sleet continues to fall in our general direction. Now, we're still under winter weather advisory. We're seeing a mix of sleet that's pushing across right now. It's not all that heavy, but you see the green that's intermingled with that? That's indicating that we have more in the way of just straight wet weather in the form of rain, but we still have a healthy slice of possible freezing rain and sleet that's going to begin to slide through our area. We'll continue to track it throughout the night. Marcia Del Pino of Lewis, congratulations. You're our umbrella winner, and not a moment too soon because you could use it for tomorrow, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, 443-880-9100, sponsored by the law offices of Brockstedt, Mendelis, as well as Federico. And finally, here's a look at your extended forecast. We do have a yellow alert day, but it's really Thursday morning before 8 o'clock, and another yellow alert day for Saturday.
All right. Thanks for keeping us in the know, Paul. And thanks to you at home for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For some more local news or local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next, and we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.